Ajay Bagga joining in now, and someone who's been tracking this very, very closely. Ajay, I've been following all your posts on X, and I think you've been doing a minute-to-minute breakup of what has been happening. Now, the street seems to think in its wisdom that it's not that bad. Do you agree?
Well, the markets always know, Tamanna. We don't know what Trump has done very successfully. China will not go near Taiwan also for till 2028, till Trump is there, because you don't know on which side of the bed he gets off. And what does he do? Uh, there is his vice president saying we are not at war with Iran, we are at war with China, Iran's nuclear weapons. So we can also say we are not at war with Pakistan, we are at war with Rawalpindi Air Base. So one cannot analyze all these logically. What you can do is understand from the market. And yesterday, when the Gulf markets did not react, and they in fact went up, and Tel Aviv Stock Exchange, whose building has taken a hit from an Iranian missile. The Tel Aviv Stock Exchange went to an all-time high. One said, okay, maybe there is not so much to it. There's less to it than meets the eye. So very difficult to really make a logical conclusion. Very difficult to have the long game, long strategies in this kind of a scenario. A really very tough environment for traders, good environment for investors, and best environment for SIP investors who have just disciplined in a disciplined manner kept investing. They are the real winners of this year. Everybody's forgotten July 9th Trump tariff deadlines. Everybody has forgotten the big beautiful tax bill which is meandering through the Senate, and this has taken precedence. Total GDP of Israel and Iran put together is 1% of the globe. Uh, if Iran's oil goes out of the global supply, the Saudis and UAE themselves have more than enough capacity to ramp up. But if you look at the Israel bombing, they have bombed the Iranian internal storage oil depots. They have not touched the Iranian export terminals. So the Israelis also have some kind of a tacit agreement with the Chinese, who get 15% of their oil unofficially from Iran, that they will not hurt Iranian exports. Otherwise, the first thing you would have done is try and curb Iranian exports so that the regime doesn't have whatever little money that they have left. The Israelis have not touched that. So very interesting things, Tamanna. If you look at the just below the surface and try to see the patterns. But then comes along President Trump. Till yesterday, US was saying we are not looking at regime change. This morning it's MEGA.
Yeah.
What it was MEGA was in February, make India great again. Today it is make Iran great again. And he's saying, watch out, guys.
Mr. Bagga, you are on a roll today. We're talking about the Iran conflict and you moved to Taiwan already. So that's quite something really. But so good listening to you being so positive, because before you were speaking to Ramesh Damani, he mentioned that he would not be on the short side of the street right now. For now, as you rightly said, right, markets know best. Oil is just up about a couple of percentage points. Asian markets are down just about 1%. You think this is just another day now from a risk asset perspective? Or would you actually be constructive because this could mark the beginning of the end of the conflict, at least the Israel-Iran conflict?
Yeah, Neeraj, if you look at how bad the situation for Israel was about 2 years back, there was a full what Iran calls axis of resistance, and what the Western world calls axis of evil, right from Syria through Lebanon to West Bank to Hamas. In Gaza, and then to the Houthis in Yemen, and then Iran sitting as their protector and funder in chief. And Soleimani really, controlling half of Middle East. That was the situation about 2.5 years back. Started with Trump taking out Soleimani, and they saw that there was no reaction. Everybody was afraid, like North Korea, nobody touches. Iran was again a no-go situation, that they have got nukes, or they are very near to nukes, and they have a huge arsenal of missiles, so we can't take them on directly. We saw that getting upended last year in April and October, where Israel and Iran traded missiles. And if you remember, the first time the missiles went, both said, we are done, one and done. Now we have launched, and we are, if you don't escalate, we won't escalate, because both sides were afraid. Where does this lead to? I think Israel after that worked and did a lot of scenario forecasting, really penetrated the Iranian intelligence. So in terms of an end game, they have taken out a lot of the military leadership. They've taken out the nuclear leadership. They've now, through US, they wanted the US to get involved. They've got US involved. They've bombed the nuclear facilities. We don't know how much of that has been successful. We'll get to know that only a couple of months later. Radioactivity has not increased. So probably they didn't reach, or the uranium stockpiles had already been moved out. That could be a possibility. And they were hunting out the wrong areas. But be that as it may, the US coming into the war is a very big achievement for Netanyahu. After what he faced in 2023, which was an intelligence failure. So he's done very well. US Endgame, they are also very clear that we are not getting into a war, because the Trump base wants US to be isolationist rather than getting dragged into foreign wars. So there is no appetite in the US for boots on the ground anymore. By air, they are fine, and to get out fast. So they are also saying, once we did it and we are out of it, but if you retaliate, we'll come back at you. I think Iran will keep making sounds, but will not retaliate on the US, because that is then assured, self-destruction for them. So I think that is well understood. You will have a lot of rhetoric, lot of noise, but markets are cutting through that, Neeraj. That's the good thing. And with artificial intelligence writing the headlines, this morning the wirehouses were carrying Asian market plunges. So I woke up 3:34. I was waiting for Tokyo to open, and then it says Asian markets plunge, Asian futures pointing to a plunge. Then I looked at it, 0.6, 0.7%. I said, I don't know who's writing these headlines.
Someone, Ajay, possibly someone who's written it and gone for a nap.
I can assure you though, Mr. Bagga, Mr. Bagga, in the NDTV Profit newsroom, there is no AI writing the headlines.
Yeah. It's all us. It's not AI. That's the scary part about AI writing the headlines. How are you going to predict what humans are going to do when no one knows what the US president is going to do?
And then, Tamanna, the AI catches the headlines and they say too much chatter on plunging, so let me go short. So, the algos take over. So it's becoming so destructive.
No,
Luckily,
true.
then they said Asia declines. They changed the headline to Asia declines. And I heaved a sigh of relief. I said, where is it? Even the dollar you look at, it did not strengthen. So there is no safe haven. And then the usual crypto czars, the big whales came in. This is the time for crypto, this, that.
True.
And
So for those who are not using AI to trade and who are not the big whales and not the czars, but are watching us right now, what should they do today, Ajay? When markets open, you might see a little bit of softness, and we'll just pull up the implied 100 points odd is what you might see when India opens. What should be the move?
I think Friday market was very strong, and we were setting up for a recovery, and now this geopolitical risk has come. It will blow away. We are setting up for a much better market. So I would say buy the dip, and that's what our retailers have been doing continuously. So nothing wrong with the Indian markets per se. It's been a global overhang which has been holding us back. And we've had about 9 months now where we have been below the September highs. So it's a matter of time. Normally, at worst, it goes to about 18 months, but on average, by 12 months, you recover when you go down like this. And I think we are set for that. So another quarter, we should be able to see all-time highs again on the Indian markets, if not sooner.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ajay. Pleasure speaking with you.